drink boiled water, take care of yourself and your family too. Okay, so students, before starting today's session here, I want to ask some questions that, or I want to just tell you that students, there are certain students who are not still uploading their submissions of notes, assignment and the worksheet. So students, as early as possible, you have to put these all the submission on the Google Drive. So you have to put this submission on the Google Drive in the form of JPG image, okay, not in the PDF. Okay students, and don't send me the mail of your notes, worksheet or any kind of assignments. Directly put it on the Google Drive so that I can check it. Okay. Also students, there are certain students, uh, those are really confused about the assignment of the practicals. See students, you have to just write your practicals and put that writing work of practicals on your assignment folder of science. Okay students, now the practicals which we have seen, in that there are practicals which are you can do at your home also students. Okay, so you have to do at your home these kind of practicals. I know that the all practicals are not done at your home, but the practicals which you do at your home, what are these? Just like the growth of fungi students. Okay, what we have seen, you have to just grow the fungi on the bread. Okay, grow the mold or the fungi on the bread. So bread is available at your home, water is there, so you can perform that practical at your home also. And after the growth of mucus or the fungi, take photo of it and take the video what you are doing the what you have do the practical. Okay students, and send it to me on the Google Drive only in the assignment folder. Okay. Now about the worksheet solving students, you have to solve all the worksheet which I have sent through the Prisms also. Okay, you have to put that worksheet on Google Drive. Now this is all about the submission students. Here I want to also ask you to, I want to also told you that student, that you have to do study well students. Means in what way? You just make some notes of what you have learned. Okay, just go through the video. Don't worry about any kind of queries. If you have queries, please feel free to ask me. You can send your queries at my mail ID students. Okay, so now let us forward to the today's session. So students, in today's session we are going to revise this lesson number 1, nutrition in plant, in other ways. Means in today's session we are solving the worksheet. Okay students, here this is the worksheet. Okay, which I have already sent you through the Prism. Okay students, so here we are just discussing about these questions. What are the possible answers of these questions, so that we just take revision through this way student. Okay, so shall we start student? So student, the first question is about the answer the following type of question. Okay students, so what is this first question? What is photosynthesis? Here just we go through this question. What is photosynthesis? So student, just remember that what we have seen in the in our regular lectures. Okay students, what is photosynthesis? Yes, anybody? Any students can tell me what is photosynthesis? This picture itself depict that. What is the photosynthesis students? So we are just discussing over here. See, this is sun, this plant. Okay, so whenever this sunlight is fall on the leaf, what is the function of leaf? That leaves possesses the chlorophyll pigment. Okay, that leaf possesses chlorophyll pigment. So the carbon dioxide, see over here, the carbon dioxide from the air get captured by the chlorophyll pigment which is present in that leaf. Okay, but how this carbon dioxide entered into the leaf, student? What is that opening known as? Yes, you are right. That opening is known as stomata. Okay, so student, what is exactly the photosynthesis? Photosynthesis, it is the process in which plants can prepare their own food with the help of carbon dioxide from the air, okay, water from the soil, and in presence of sunlight and with the help of chlorophyll pigment, what will get our product? That is glucose. And in this process, oxygen is released. Okay, so oxygen, it is the byproduct of this reaction. So here again I repeat, what is photosynthesis, students? Yes, photosynthesis, it is the process in which plants can prepare their own food with the help of sunlight in presence of chlorophyll pigment, okay, by using the carbon dioxide and water to form the glucose molecule and get liberated oxygen. Okay, so this is the process of photosynthesis. Okay, students, all of you got? Next question. What is stomata? See students, what is this picture shown over here? It is the structure of stomata. Okay, how the stomata look like this? See students, the stomata. What are these stomata? First, we just see the definition. Stomata, these are the tiny pores which are present at the lower surface of the leaf. Okay, and what is the function of these stomata? What is the function of these tiny pores, students, over here? The function of these tiny pores is to exchange of gases. Okay, the exchange of gases occurs through through this pore. Okay, students. So, what is this structure include over here? This stomata contains the guard cells. Okay, that pore is surrounded by the guard cells, which may be swollen or the turgid. Okay, students, the opening of stomata look like this. So, that stomata are open during the daytime and at night time they are closed, as the photosynthesis process is not occur at the night time. This is the additional information, student, which is not in your textbook about the opening of stomata and closing of stomata. So you have to just remember that, and you should know this information that the stomata are opens during the daytime and closed at the night time. Why they are open at the during the daytime? This I have also discussed with you, or I have also give you that type of answers in the regular lectures. So students, just think about it. Remember what I have told you that about the stomata, why these stomata are open during the daytime. The stomata are open during the daytime because the photosynthesis occurs during the daytime. Okay students, there is sunlight during the daytime. So that sunlight is get captured by the chlorophyll pigment which is present in the leaf. Okay, and the carbon dioxide which is present in the atmosphere get enter through this pore into the leaf. Okay students, I hope you all got um, this term, that is the stomata. The next one is, what are insectivorous plants? Okay students, what are insectivorous plants? So what are the insectivorous plants, students? Yes, anybody? Anybody knows what are insectivorous plants? We have seen in our regular lectures also, students. Yes? What are insectivorous plants, students? See students, here just we discuss about this. There are different types of plants. Okay students. So there are some plants that need or that need the nutrients, okay, which they do not get from the soil itself. Okay, they do not get the nutrients from the soil because students, during the photosynthesis they make the food itself. Okay, but there are certain nutrients which are required for the growth of the plant that they cannot get from the soil. Okay, so these kind of nutrients the plants obtain from the insects. Okay, these kind of nutrients are obtained from the insects. So by killing that insect, plants obtained their nourishment or obtain their nutrition. Okay, that kind of plants are known as insectivorous plants. Okay students, so what is the definition of insectivorous plants? There are some plants that feed on the insects trapped within their leaves, and the soil where they grow does not have the enough nutrients, especially nitrogen. Okay, so these plants obtain their nutrients from the insect bodies. So they are commonly called as insectivorous plants, or the another name for this plant is student. Yes, what is the name? Carnivorous plants. Okay, so here are the three examples of these type of plants. Okay students, the first figure is of sundew plant. Okay, the first figure is of sundew plant. Okay students, so the common example for the insectivorous plant is the sundew plant. Now what is this plant? This plant is really grows at the top of the side. Okay, these are named sundew because of their glandular leaf hairs which glow like a dew in the sun. Okay students, so this sundew plant also shows the students, this sundew plant also takes their nutrition from the insects. Okay, the next one is the Venus flytrap. Okay, Venus flytrap also traps the insect within their leaves and kill them and obtain the nutrition from the body of that insect and grows. Okay students, so this is about the Venus flytrap plant. Now the next one example of insectivorous plant is the pitcher plant. See students how this look like. Pitcher plant. Okay, so what is this pitcher plant? See students, the plant has the leaves. Okay, this is the main part of the plant, but in case of pitcher plant what is happen, they modified their leaves. Okay, their leaves are not just like the leaves of the common plant. Their leaves are modified. Okay, these are modified to form the pitcher or the cup like structures. So these cup like structure or these pitchers which are shown over here, these are hollow one. Okay students, these are hollow tubes which open at the top and are commonly, okay, or the partially they are completely or the partially, what is partially covered by the specialized flap or hood. Okay, they have the lid at the opening of one end of this tube. Okay, so what is the function of this lid? The brightly colored hood, that brightly colored hood or the lid often secretes the nectar. Okay students, that lid often secretes nectar, and due to that secretion of nectar the insects get attracted towards this leaf. Okay, as the insect attract towards this leaf, what will happen? Okay, students, these leaves get trapped this insect inside it. So what is the internal structure of this tube? This tube contains internally the hair-like structures which prevent the entry of these insects back. Okay. Now what does happen inside these leaves, students? Inside the leaves, there at the bottom of this picture there is a small pool of water. Okay, so where these insects get drawn, and the body of that insect is get decomposed by certain digestive acids which are secreted into the water by this plant, and due to the secretion of that acid, that insect gets decomposed, and after killing decomposition of that insect, the nutrients which are present in that insect that get dissolved into that water, and in this way that plant nourishes itself. Okay, students, I hope you all got this term. What are insectivorous plant? Okay. Now the fourth one is the write short note on saprophytic plants. So students, here you have to tell me that what are the saprophytic plants? Yes, anybody? Yes? Who knows this term? What are the saprophytic plant? We have seen in our regular lecture also, students. What are the saprophytic plants? Here I will give you the just. Here I want to give you one hint about this. We have seen the practical regarding this topic. What are saprophytic plants, students? Yes? Anybody? So students, what are saprophytic plants? Saprophytic plants, these are the one which can grow on the dead and decaying matter. Okay, these plants get their nutrition from the dead and decaying organic matter. Okay, we have seen the practical regarding this, that is the fungi or the braid which is grown on the fungi or the mold which is grown on the braid. Okay, so what are these pictures, students? This is the first picture of yeast, and whenever we magnify these under the microscope, these cells are look like these, students. See over here, these are the yeast. Yeast is the type of fungi. Okay, students, now what will happen? They are white in color, although they can have the bright colorful flowers also. So the common example of the saprophytic plants are, what are the common examples? Yes, rhizopus. What is rhizopus? That is the bread mold. Okay, nuker, yeast, and the agaricus, that is the mushroom. Okay, so these plants grow on the rotting material, and after growing that they suck the nutrients which are present in that rotting material by using their tiny hairs. Okay, so this is all about the saprophytic plants. Next one is, what is unique about the lichen? Okay, students, what is unique about the lichen? See first this picture, how the lichen look like this. Okay, here I want to give you the hint about the lichen, that is, it is the combination of algae and fungi. Okay, so what is the unique about lichen, students? Yes, have you heard about the symbiotic plants, symbiotic relationship, or the symbiotic association, student, in our this chapter? Yes. So what is unique about lichen, students? See, students, lichen, it is the good example of symbiotic plants. What are symbiotic plants? These are the plant which are developed an association with other plants. Okay, there are some plants that develop association with the other plants where both of them get benefited from each other. So after benefiting from each other, one plant provides shelter while other provides the nourishment. So these kind of plants are known as symbiotic plant. So lichen is the example of symbiotic plant. So students, what is this lichen? Lichen, it is the symbiotic association between the algae and fungi. So what is unique about this? This lichen does not have the roots just like the any kind of plant. Okay, they does not possesses the root, so they live in close physical contact with each other, that is algae and fungi. So how they get the nutrition, students? Okay, the algae provides food material because as algae is green in color, it possesses chlorophyll, so it can prepare food itself. So the food which is prepared by the algae is provided to the fungus, and in return what fungus provide to the algae, students? Fungus provides shelter, water and minerals to the algae. So in association between them, they live together. This is about the lichen. Okay students, I hope you are also get this term lichen. So student, still here we have solved our worksheet which I have already give you through the prism in today's. So students, you have to just think about these questions and write the answer of these all the questions. Now here it is the assignment. The today's assignment is you have to draw neat and label diagram for the stomata from textbook. Okay, you have to draw the diagram of stomata, and where you have to write this assignment, students? You have to write this assignment in your CW notebook. Okay, and after clicking the photo, send it to me on the Google Drive. So students, thank you. If anybody have query regarding any kind of object, any kind of terms of this today's session, so you can feel free to ask me. This is my mail ID. You can send your queries to this mail ID also. Okay students, thank you.